Have you ever wondered how your favorite video game came into being? Let's take a leap back in time to the 1950s, when the seeds of the gaming industry were sown. It was a time when the world was just beginning to realize the potential of computer technology. Our story begins in the labs of the Brookhaven National Laboratory, where physicist William Higginbotham, driven by curiosity and innovation, created a simple game named Tennis for Two. This electronic game, played on an oscilloscope, was a far cry from the graphics-intensive games of today, but it was a precursor to what was to come. Fast forward a decade, and we land in the 1960s, a period of exploration and experimentation. Space War, a game developed by MIT students, took the world by storm. This game, inspired by science fiction, was a two-player game involving spaceships and gravity, and it was the first to be played on multiple computer installations. But the landscape of gaming truly shifted in 1971, with the launch of the first commercial arcade game, Computer Space. This game, though not a commercial success, was a trailblazer. It introduced the concept of gaming to a wider audience, beyond the confines of research labs and universities. And then came the dawn of home gaming consoles, which brought the thrill of video games into our living rooms. The Magnavox Odyssey, introduced in 1972, was the first of its kind. It was a revolutionary product that allowed people to play games on their television sets, marking a significant milestone in the evolution of video games. These innovative creations were more than just games. They were the foundation stones of the gaming industry. Each innovation, each new game was a step forward in a journey that has brought us to the immersive, dynamic world of gaming we know today. So the next time you pick up your controller or touch your screen, remember the pioneering spirits who dared to dream and create. These pioneers paved the way for the gaming revolution that was about to come. The 1980s and 90s, often called the golden age of gaming, introduced us to some iconic games and technologies. In this era, we were introduced to a game that would become a cultural phenomenon, Donkey Kong. This was a simple game of a carpenter, originally known as Jumpman, who had to save his girlfriend from the eponymous giant ape. The character of Jumpman would later become one of the most recognizable characters in gaming history, Mario. Then came Pac-Man, a game that turned the concept of gaming on its head. Instead of blasting aliens or jumping over barrels, you were a yellow circle, eating dots in a maze, all the while avoiding ghosts. It was simple, addictive, and it became a sensation. But perhaps no game defines this era better than Super Mario Bros. This game took the character of Mario, gave him a brother named Luigi, and set them off on a quest to save Princess Peach from the villainous Bowser. The game was an instant hit, and it remains popular even today, a testament to the timeless appeal of its gameplay. In addition to these legendary games, this era saw the rise of gaming consoles. The Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, brought gaming into the living room, allowing people to play games on their televisions for the first time. This was followed by the Sega Genesis, which brought 16-bit graphics and a more mature tone to gaming, appealing to an older audience. And let's not forget the introduction of handheld gaming. The Game Boy, with its monochrome screen and simple controls, made gaming portable. You could take it on the road, play it on the bus, or sneak in a quick game during lunch. It was a game changer, quite literally. The golden age of gaming was a time of innovation, creativity, and fun. It introduced us to characters and games that are still loved today, and it laid the foundation for the gaming industry as we know it. This era set the stage for gaming as we know it today. The late 90s and early 2000s brought a seismic shift in gaming technology. This era was marked by the advent of 3D gaming, a revolution that catapulted video games into a realm previously unimagined. This was a time when polygons and pixels came together to paint worlds that extended beyond the two-dimensional plane, creating a depth and immersion that was unprecedented. One of the key pioneers in this revolution was none other than our beloved plumber, Mario. Super Mario 64, with its vibrant worlds and dynamic gameplay, gave players a taste of this new dimension. It allowed gamers to navigate through 3D environments with a freedom and fluidity that was unheard of before. This was not just a game, it was an experience, a journey into uncharted territories of gaming. But it wasn't just Mario who was breaking the boundaries. The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, took the gaming world by storm, introducing us to a vast and intricate world filled with puzzles, adventures, and a storyline that was as compelling as it was captivating. This game was a testament to the power of 3D gaming. showcasing the depth and complexity that could be achieved in a video game. As we journeyed through the late 90s and into the early 2000s, another seismic shift was taking place. The birth of online multiplayer gaming was upon us. Games like Quake, with its fast-paced, adrenaline-pumping action, shattered the notion that gaming was a solitary activity. It introduced us to a world where players from across the globe could come together in a virtual arena to test their skills against each other. And then came World of Warcraft, an online multiplayer game that took the concept of shared gaming experiences to a whole new level. It was a game that brought together millions of players, creating a community that transcended geographical boundaries, a community that shared victories, defeats, and everything in between. With these advancements, gaming transcended from a solitary pastime to a shared experience. These were the years that defined gaming as we know it today, the years that laid the foundation for the immersive, interactive, and interconnected world of modern gaming. In the past decade, we've seen gaming evolve beyond our wildest dreams. The rise of mobile gaming has been a game changer, pun intended. It has transformed the way we play, making games accessible anytime, anywhere. Remember when Angry Birds stormed onto the scene? It turned casual gaming into a global phenomenon. And then there's Pokémon Go, a game that successfully blurred the lines between the virtual and the real world, leveraging the power of augmented reality to bring adorable creatures into our neighborhoods. Speaking of augmented reality, it, along with virtual reality, has brought a new dimension to gaming. These technologies have transported us from our living rooms into fully immersive digital worlds. They've made it possible for us to climb Mount Everest, explore the depths of the ocean, or even travel to distant galaxies, all from the comfort of our homes. And let's not forget about esports. What was once a niche has exploded into a multi-billion-dollar industry. With professional leagues, major tournaments, and players earning salaries that rival traditional sports stars, esports have become a legitimate career option for gamers. Alongside this, the rise of live streaming platforms like Twitch has further revolutionized the gaming industry. It's not just about playing games anymore, it's about sharing experiences, building communities, and turning gaming into a spectator sport. The beauty of it is that anyone can be a part of it. Whether you're a pro gamer streaming to thousands of fans or someone simply sharing a fun gaming session with friends, these platforms have made it possible. The past decade has been an exciting ride for gaming, and we are just getting started. With advancements in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud gaming on the horizon, gaming is set to become even more immersive, interactive, and inclusive. As technology continues to evolve, the possibilities for gaming are endless. From the 1950s to the present day, gaming has come a long way. We've journeyed together through the birth of video games, witnessed the radiant rise of the golden age of gaming, and marveled at the emergence of three-dimensional and online multiplayer games. Let's take a step back and reflect on our journey. We began in the 1950s, an era marked by the creation of the first video games. It was a time of innovation and experimentation, where the foundations of gaming were laid. From simple simulations and text-based adventures, the seeds of what gaming would become were planted. As we moved into the 1970s and 1980s, we entered the golden age of gaming. This was a period of explosive growth and creativity. Iconic titles like Pong, Space Invaders, and Pac-Man captivated the world, and video games went from niche novelty to mainstream entertainment. Arcades became cultural landmarks, and the first home consoles brought gaming into our living rooms. The 1990s and early 2000s marked another significant shift with the rise of 3D gaming and online multiplayer games. Graphics became more realistic, games became more immersive, and the internet connected gamers like never before. This era gave us unforgettable experiences and created communities that span the globe. In the modern era, gaming is a diverse and dynamic medium. From blockbuster AAA titles to indie gems, from mobile games to virtual reality, the world of gaming is broader and more accessible than ever. Technology continues to advance, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in gaming. As for the future, it's as exciting as it is unpredictable. Virtual reality, augmented reality, cloud gaming, these are just some of the frontiers being explored. Gaming has evolved from a simple pastime to a complex form of entertainment and art. It's a medium that continues to push boundaries, challenge norms, and captivate millions around the world. Who knows what the future holds for gaming? But one thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting ride.